Oh gosh, all right. What's up, everybody? We are talking about Battlefield 5. Looks like that has been leaked. Games Radar is reporting that the game is supposed to come out October 26th. It was shown on an overseas listing, and it's supposed to be a World War I shooter. So we're not going back to World War II. We're not going modern day, futuristic, any of that. We're going pretty far back here. What do you guys make of this news in short?
I'm wondering if there's going to be another class action lawsuit against EA.
Okay, that's not where I was thinking.
I didn't like any of the Battlefields until Battlefield 4. And granted, I played it before, or I played it after all of the stuff happened and everything went down with EA. So I'm interested in that. We haven't seen many games in World War I.
CEO for EA, Andrew Wilson, said previously we're going to see a new Battlefield experience to arrive in time for holiday 2016. Nah, I don't think that's a surprise, seeing that we got a Battlefront last year. Andrew, with the World War I thought, what's your initial reaction on all this?
Initial reaction is I'm kind of excited because you kind of maybe always notice that Call of Duty goes off in one direction, which is now they're going off into the sci-fi, heavily science fiction, with the exoskeletons, the cyber soldiers. But Battlefield's always been a little bit more grounded in reality, and I think this is maybe another opportunity to show how much, to kind of juxtapose the two and see that Battlefield is its own thing. They're not going for this fantasy sci-fi stuff anymore. It's very rooted in reality. World War I was a very brutal war, so it'll also be interesting to see how they tackle things like the chemical warfare, and also vehicles have always been a huge part of the Battlefield experience. So I don't know if we're gonna be driving around Zeppelins, which would be pretty sweet.
That'd be awesome.
You can get some of those like really old tanks that are like basically how did you
and the flying coffins, the air fighters back then. They call them flying coffins. That'd be so. There's lots of interesting opportunities, I think, with this.
I like this idea. I think we talked about it a little bit. Going back to the World Wars would be a good move for shooters in general. We're getting probably just a small taste of that with this coming, if this is going to be it. My thought is it's a good move. Battlefield 4 had its share of issues at launch. Battlefield Hardline was such a different direction, and it actually leaked in a very similar manner. I totally buy this. I think this is coming. So October 26, 2016, it's right in the wheelhouse. You guys think that's accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's my one thing that, in order for this game to be a success, it has to have the Battlefield 4 online, the updated version, not the crappy version.
The non-buggy version.
The non-buggy version, obviously, needs to have that as the multiplayer, and it has to, Battlefield finally needs to have an actual campaign that is worth playing.
Totally agreed there.
And this will be something that we haven't seen a lot. World War I, we were talking about this before. The only World War I remember seeing in any game, I think, was The Darkness. It was like this weird nightmare where you go through the trenches in World War I. That's all I've seen, so I'm kind of excited.
I've never seen any World War I game.
Like, this will be very, very focused on it, whereas a lot of other games have flashbacks or callbacks to it.
Yeah, like I've seen flashbacks, but never a full World War I game.
Super interesting. We want to hear your thoughts below. Leave a comment. Are you excited for this? Do you like the direction? Do you think this is legit? My prediction is by the time this video goes up, it will be announced. I think that EA, this is typically the pattern it goes to. I think it'll be announced. I could be wrong on that. Regardless, I think it's true. The online would be very interesting, World War I.
Yeah.
Can you see playing that after the original Xbox 360 era?
I can't, I don't even know how that would work. World War I is you stand in a trench and you shoot at the other guys.
I think the possibility is very exciting, though.
What happens, with the run-and-gun Call of Duty mentality?
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Again, it's going to separate.
Where's that gonna go?
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued the more we sit here and talk about it.
It's definitely being more tactical than I think a lot of first-person shooters online have been recently.
Lastly, do we think DICE is doing this game?
Hope so.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Because they had their hands full with Star Wars Battlefront.
Well, yes, but Battlefield is essentially their game.
Visceral did Battlefield Hardline. Visceral is best known for Dead Space.
Yeah, I hated Hardline, so I want dice back.
Simplest form. I
we
didn't
go.
mind. Yeah, Hardline was just lukewarm to me. But again, leave your comments below. We'd love to hear from you.